my company's name is called Atlantech. It's located in Virginia. We cover the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast. And we have a lot of impressive principals that we've been representing for many years, starting with Panasonic, which is a 20 years relationship as a channel partner, if you will. ERSA, 22 years, and Koh Young, 10 years.
Okay.
Those are the top three.
Yeah, they're the kind of flagships. But you have other products that are important in terms of supporting. Give me an idea of what you think your customers like about working with you personally. It's not just the equipment that you've got, it's the way you're able to help them to fulfill their particular requirements.
Absolutely. Customer satisfaction and their needs is paramount. So one of the things that we do is put the requirements first, and we try to find solutions for them as opposed to selling a piece of equipment. So we look at their needs, address their issues, tackle their problems with a host of different solutions that are available through all the principles.
Yeah.
And many times they actually work together. So there's a synergy between those principles, which wind up being part of the total solution.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I think it's really interesting in these days of digital transformation and having that digital thread going through manufacturing and that desire to use that for manufacturing excellence. The fact that all of the machines you have play nice together is really important.
Yeah, and I think the principals themselves realized this early on because everybody's striving towards the factory of the future and integration, machines talking to each other, CFX, Industry 4.0, all of this. So I think everybody has that in mind. Specifically Koh Young and Panasonic, there's a good working relationship among them, and the results manifest itself at the customer.
Yeah.
So it's very nice.
Yeah, it's very valuable. And when you think about your relationship with those principals, it's not just about selling their equipment. You're at their customers week in or day in, day out. You've got a real broad voice of customer that you can share with them that can help them in terms of developing their service and their product roadmap.
That's correct. And I'm sure a lot of reps also work and feel the same way. I feel that I'm an extension of my principals. Most of the time I'm the first face the customer see from that principal or that manufacturer. So the representation goes beyond just selling a piece of equipment or a solution. It's a relationship that develops over years, and that's my value to my principals, is selling accounts high and wide and knowing who the decision makers are and the engineers and the operators and the owners and the people that actually sign the check. It's very important to have a high and wide approach to our customers in order to make sure it's a full relationship.
Yeah, and to make sure the product you deliver adds value to those customers. They are your customer. You've got to support them really well. I want to zoom in a little bit on the 10-year relationship with Koh Young. Their performance in the market is incredibly impressive over that period. I think 1 in 2 machines in the SPI field sold now are Koh Young. So it's a nice principle to have, but there's more to it than that. You've got to build a very special relationship with a company like that to be able to get as much value as you can for your customers.
Absolutely. They have a comprehensive solution. And I like the way Koh Young is constantly developing solutions and on the edge of developing solutions for the customer's problems. So, if you look at their history, starting with the SPI, migrating into AOI, migrating into K-Smart, now there is through-hole solutions, now there is conformal coating inspection. I like the fact that they always think a step ahead of what's coming. So if the customer and the industry changes in their requirement, they change along with it. They're not set in their ways. Customer service is very important for them. Field service, engineering, applications. The demo center in Atlanta is just a testament to that. So yeah, it's very important for a company like Koh Young to have this cohesive relationship with the customer and the reps and they do a very good job educating us on the product. Therefore, we can transfer the technology to the customers.
Yeah, and then that's how you build up that two-way communication. You get to learn about the products. They get to learn about what your customers are looking for. And you make a very good point. I spoke to a couple of companies recently, and they said part of their evaluation for equipment is, what are those principals spending on R&D in a typical year? What is their vision going forward? Because people don't want equipment for today. They want equipment for the next 10 years. And the other thing we're seeing is them selecting strategic partners. So, this is our inspection partner. That's become very important.
It is because consequently, our customers have their customers, and they have their needs, whether it's automotive or defense or industrial or medical. And as those requirements tighten up, they got to take those requirements and give them to us, and we need to be prepared at Koh Young to address those issues, and they do. I mean, Koh Young has a great research and development. They spent a lot of money on it. Dr. Koh spends a lot of money. They have an entire company in California working on AI solutions. I mean, they're always a step ahead, and this is really fantastic. I mean, you don't get that with every principal.
No, and for you, knowing that you're going to be first to market with the next AI solution or the next software solution or an additional inspection opportunity is really exciting, not just for you, but for your customers.
Absolutely. And they see it, and they see the value in it. And as of recent, when I first started selling Koh Young, it was slow going in the beginning because people were not used to the technology. They haven't seen it. But I have a lot of customers that are 10, 15 machines in. That's a huge commitment, dollar-wise and operations. And they're happy, and they continue to grow, and they continue to put machines in other sites that they own. You couldn't do this if Koh Young was not performing and producing the results that they're looking for.
Yeah, long-term partnerships with manufacturing companies that perform, but equally importantly, long-term partnerships with representatives like you that perform. Right. Nagy, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.